Hi, welcome! Today I'm doing a declutter. If you watched my previous video, then you know I stopped wearing makeup for a pretty considerable length of time. And as a result, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's expired, or just in retrospect, I realized that I maybe wouldn't use as much, or it isn't worth replacing because it doesn't meet my needs. I'm going to go through everything starting with the foundations because I think that was probably the most useful sorts of reviews that I was doing, and probably a place where I want to focus in the future. So we'll go through those, and I've got blush, bronzer, some other types of things, and just clear things out, be ready for a fresh start. So I hope you enjoy. If you're new here, and you probably are, my name's Audrey. I have dry skin and rosacea, and I'm also in my 40s, so my makeup choices are really going to be influenced by that, as well as, lifestyle needs, the kinds of situations where I might be wearing it. So if you like declutters, this should be fun, and thanks for being here. All right, so to start off, we have the Fenty Luminous Foundation. This is a great product. If you need something that's got good coverage, not too glowy or shiny or anything like that, dry skin friendly, then absolutely recommend it. I'm not going to rush to buy it. I'm going to wait to rebuy it until I have an occasion where I know I want this, but I found it really great to work with, and I just know that this bottle I bought like right when it came out, and that was, almost 2 years ago. So that's gonna go. Let's see, next we have the True Match Foundation from L'Oreal. And this is another product I really liked. I think it has a good coverage level. I think the texture is great. The shade range is awesome. I'm still not used to drugstore foundations having colors that are too light for me, so I guessed wrong, and basically I know that probably the N1 instead of N0.5 is going to be a good match for me, so I've already picked that up, and I will be trying it out and seeing how it works for me in the winter, which really, really influences how things are going to look on me. The next one that I have is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation, which I think has maybe gone viral. I still see a lot of stuff about it online. This is one that I know a lot of people love it. I think if you have oily skin, it's really worth looking into. For me, for my particular skin, I didn't like how it sits. I thought that it really didn't wear well. And unfortunately, given that it is very affordable, it's not one that I think that I would make use of in the future, so I'm not going to be replacing it. I guess we could actually set these into like would buy again and would not buy again categories. Next up, we have the Fenty Stick Foundation, and I couldn't get this to work for me. I tried, and I just could not get it to sit right, which is unfortunate, because I would love to have a go-to stick foundation for days where I just want to put it on and call it good, and I don't think this one is going to work, sadly. There's a couple things in here that are unrelated, so we'll leave those aside. But this is the Glossier Skin Tint, and this bottle is extremely old, before I started the channel old. And again, I think I started in May 2024, so this well predates that. I don't think it's very useful for me these days. So yeah, I don't have a reason to rebuy that. What else? We have About Face's The Performer Foundation. I have two shades here. One of them is, let's see if I can actually read this in this light. Nope. I will, okay, F1 Neutral, and I think this is L1 Neutral. That looks right. Yeah. I really like this foundation, so it doesn't go in this category. But I will say F1 Neutral it actually might be pretty close for me right now, just because we're in the middle of winter. What you see on my hands is not indicative of my skin tone. I get I have eczema also, so I get really dry, chapped hands despite like constantly putting lotion on. So the color we're actually trying to match is this. And so in the winter, this might actually be about right, but I know this is the oldest bottle and this one's newer. So I'm going to keep that, try it again, see how it's working for me, and I will replace it if I need to. It might be new enough that I don't have to worry. What else? We have the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation, which I suspect has been discontinued. This bottle is looking pretty dried, separated, something. It has this fragrance that I totally don't love. So that would be, it looked way better on me than the Soft Glam foundation. However, I couldn't get past the fragrance, and I don't really need it. So even if I could find it again, I wouldn't rebuy it. All right, then we have the Jones Road What the Foundation. This is the thing that I'm most interested in wearing right now. I did a review. I talked about how for dry skin, this is amazing stuff. Like, if you've tried tinted moisturizers and felt that they just weren't moisturizing enough, this is the way to go. I think, so this is an alabaster, which matches me really well. And I have put it on recently, so I know that that's still okay. And that's just a keep. I also have the next latest shade, which is Porcelain. This is not my shade. And also it's older, so it's gonna go. What else do we have in here that's worth talking about? The e.l.f. bronzing drops. I tried them when they came out. It was interesting. I don't need these. I don't need to buy them again. I don't really... I mean, if I'm going for bronzed or bronzer or whatever, I'm going to use a different kind of product. The L'Oreal Prime Lab Redness Eraser. This, I think I only tried once, so it's probably still fine. I don't know what it says on there. Probably 12 months. It's over that. I'm still going to give it, like, another try and see. Sometimes things that have, like, just been used once, I don't notice a lot of signs that they're going bad. And, you know, because I have a lot of, like, skincare needs, I try to stay within that, you know, whatever the stated amount is here. But I have seen people on YouTube successfully using older bottles of this without noticing problems. So, anyhow, long story. Basically, I'm not sure if that's a product that is useful to me in general, but I want to use it more and find out. I have some setting sprays. So there's the Catrice Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. I think I've never used this, and I don't see a reason to get rid of it. e.l.f.'s version of the Urban Decay setting spray, Stay All Night Microfied Setting Mist. This is like heavily alcohol based, so I think it's fine to keep. Same thing with their Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. I think I've used both of these like once, but the reason that I haven't more is that they have another product I like better. So this is the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. This is another one where like it's separated weirdly. I think it has glycerin in it, which doesn't stay suspended very well. And I know this is like one of the older things that I have here, so I will be replacing it. It's also, I think, like $8. Not a big deal. But it's great. Like anytime I put makeup on and I was like, you know, this just needs a little something to come together better, or, you know, like I want to make sure that it's going to stay put. This was awesome. Like I used it. I know it doesn't look like it's gone that far, but that was a fair amount. So yeah, definitely going to get that again. That I think does us for the sort of foundation and primer and setting spray category. So let me clean this up and then we'll move on to the next set. All right, next up, let's tackle the blush. Probably the most thing that I have by individual units. I really didn't expect to like blush as a category as much as I did when I started trying a lot of different kinds of products. Oh, there's also some bronzers in here. Let's sort them. So those are bronzer related things. Here's cream blushes, liquid blushes, things in tubes, a couple more cream products. So, favorite bronzers, let's start with that. e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, meh. Not very exciting or useful or whatever. I think it just didn't do a lot. The Say Bronzer, also, I feel like I was, what I recall is that I was somewhat underwhelmed by that, so there's no reason to keep that. I think this was another one that just didn't do a lot for me. The Glossier, and this says that it only has 6 months on it, so definitely a goner. Also, I opened the Say liquid blush and found that, like, you can see this is some different colors and kind of gloppy. These are definitely expired. So those are gonna go. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a strong recollection of it one way or another, so probably I don't need it. Okay, in the liquid blushes, I guess, things in tubes. So the Burt's Bees Luminizer is sort of a blush highlight. I think what I concluded is that I don't really need a sparkly blush product very much. Like, that doesn't fit the way that I like to wear my makeup, so that can go. Also, you know, again, I have no idea how old it is. It's probably not in the best shape. Cloud Paint. Yeah, I think this is a product that in the past seemed a lot more exciting to me than it does now. So, also not keepers. The e.l.f. liquid blushes were really one of my favorite blush products I tried. This is, I think, Coral Crush and Pinky Promise, if I remember correctly. This ended up being my, like, favorite blush of summer 2024, so I already repurchased it. Yeah, Pinky Promise, I don't know. I may or may not pick that color up again. The Say Blush, underwhelming like the bronzer, also weird and gloopy and not looking so good. This was Ulta's knockoff of, I forget, another product. These, like, barely show up. They're nothing. So that is toss. Because I have to remember what my categories are. e.l.f. Putty Blush. I think this was fine. It's just definitely drying out. And I don't know if I'll rebuy it or not. We'll see. The Tire 28 Cream Blush and About Face's Cheek Freak, I think. These were both great formulas. This I left on a table near a window for a really long time, and yeah, I think that was not a good idea for its longevity. And the About Face one has started to seem kind of dried out. I poked at it a little bit, so this is definitely, I don't know if I'll get this color again. This is Laid, but I really liked this product. This was probably my favorite cream blush that I tried, so I will rebuy it in some color or another. And the Tire 28, I think this is Beach Please and Happy Hour. I will probably also pick this up again at some point, but it doesn't feel super urgent. You know, we're in the middle of winter. I'm not feeling very blush crazy. So, yeah. So that's, I guess, kind of the thing. Things I would buy again. Things I wouldn't. And then we have the powder. Let's see what else. We have creams and powders here. So the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. This definitely dried up. It's cracked. So, yeah, I don't know. I used it a lot. And I think I liked it. I'm just not sure if I need it again right now. This is the Primer Infused Blush in kind of a bronzer shade from e.l.f. I must have used it, but I don't really remember how it was, and it's a powder, so no problem keeping that. I also have a bunch of powder blushes that I didn't really make a lot of use of, so these are all going to stay. I have Sephora's colorful blush in Sweet on You, and this I think could be a really nice color for me, so we're going to give that a try at some point. The Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in Pink Flush. Didn't really use it. Same thing with this one in Bold Heart. So those I want to make some use of. CoverGirl Cheekers in Classic Pink. I think I got this specifically for a video idea I had, and thus probably swatched it but didn't do anything else. So yeah, powder blushes are going to get some use this year. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Matte Blush in Always Rosy and Always Cheeky. I'm not sure that any of these primer infused ones are still available. I feel like e.l.f. might have discontinued them. In which case, not very useful to review, but I still will probably make use of them. So there's that. Yeah, and I guess I can't say exactly how these colors work for me since I didn't get very far on trying them. All right. Put these back in their containers. So that's, let me think, is there anything else in that category? Oh, I've got a couple more things to grab. So this is the Rare Beauty Stick Bronzer in Bright Side. I used this a lot and I like it. I had a look again and I think this is another one that's just really dried out, so I will be replacing that at some point. And then I also have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, which I really like. I strongly suspect this is expired, so I'll get more of that the next time I'm doing like an Ulta order or something like that. So, okay, I think that covers, sort of just looking around the room for anything else I might have overlooked. I think that covers basically that category. I have some other things that are in different random places. So I'm going to go grab a more miscellaneous set of things and we'll go from there. Oh wait, I also, I brought another container over here and forgot to grab it. This is not very exciting. This is just brushes that I wasn't actively using, so they're in a bin. And the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is a loose powder. I like this. I don't know how much is going to get used right now. I have one other powder. So this is the Kosas Cloud Set in Airy, and yeah, worked just fine. I know when I was doing a lot of the reviews in 2024 that I didn't make use of powder that much overall because I found that setting sprays were just more useful to me. But it's useful to have one available. So, all right, I'm going to put all this stuff away, which is to say put the bins away with almost nothing in most of these. But that's fine. Just getting a fresh start for the year. So, give me a sec. All right, next we have some assorted things that were basically on my vanity table. And they are, yeah, some concealers, primers, other assorted things. So I'm just going to maybe grab a section and we'll work from there. So let's look at concealers. Is that? Yeah. So if you hear my cat, he's just wondering why I'm in here filming and not hanging out with him on the couch, which is a good question. actually. But I want to get this done first. So, yeah. Okay, concealers. The Jones Road Face Pencil in shade 1. This is great. Very useful. You do have to warm it up a little bit. But yeah, I found it super helpful. Another one that, and this is fine. I can just resharpen it. It's, it has like 24 months marked on here, so no issue. This is the e.l.f. Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener. This was an unexpected hit for me. I know it looks kind of a weird pink gum color, but it really worked for just the more translucent areas around my eye, evening things out and making everything look better. So I already know I'm rebuying that. This is e.l.f.'s version of a clicky pen concealer. Let's see. I don't think it has a lot of juice left in it, no. And I never really figured out if this was a product that I needed or not. So that's a good reason not to rebuy it. The NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, I think I just didn't use this enough to get a good opinion of it. So I might rebuy it at some point. The Glossier Stretch Concealer, barely used it. Not any particular reason, but I don't think I need it. This is a little mini of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I think I bought it with the idea that I should at least try it once, and I haven't, so clearly I don't care that much, and that can just go. What else? We have the NYX Pro Fix Stick Green Color Corrector, but it's really just green. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure who or what this is good for, but definitely not me and my particular needs. So that can go. And what else? Priming type things. We have Smashbox Primerizer. I'm not sure if this product still exists in this form, but this is old and I didn't use it that much. So I don't really have a reason to try to pick it up again anyhow. The e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I think I'm just sort of checking the texture. I think this might be fine, and also I didn't use it very much. Yeah, it smells fine, and the texture is okay. So that I'm just gonna hold on to and make use of. I don't use primer a ton, but one of the things I need to figure out is, like, for dry winter skin, does something like that work better for me than, in the middle of summer where maybe the amount of moisturizer that I put on is plenty. So yeah, things to figure out. This is the e.l.f. Lock It Down Eyeshadow Primer. Perfectly straightforward. Yeah. It's straightforward. It works fine for me. I already bought another one. This is e.l.f.'s Brow Laminating Gel. My brows are not thick and wiry like some people's, so this is kind of overkill. But I think I can keep using it, maybe see if I can use it up. There's enough left in here and it seems like it's still fine. So, and I don't, I would never use mascara that was over a year old, but with brow gel, I feel like it's not going to be that big of a deal. We have various pencils. Let's see. Oh, kitty, I know. Okay. Brow pencils of various sorts. Yeah, I was happy that I started buying ones that are meant for blonde hair because my brows are so light. And so all of these are useful to me. This is e.l.f. brow pencil. What's the other one say? Instant Lift brow pencil. So probably two versions of the same product. As long as these aren't too dried out or brittle or anything, I'll just keep using them. This is a Smashbox Always On gel liner that I think is ancient, and I'm not sure why I still have it. Also, black gel liner is not something that I have a lot of use for. This is the e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel in taupe, which I like, and this one's a little goopy, so I'm just going to replace it as soon as I find it in stock somewhere. I looked in a store yesterday. That was like the one thing they didn't have. What else? e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. Yep, fine, keep. And the same thing, but in a different color. What colors do I have here? Let's see. That won't work. This is a good moment to see if there's still any life in this. Alright, that is a brown. And, oops, tip's a little dry, but both of them are warming up okay. Looks like I have a darker and a lighter brown. The lighter one's probably more useful to me, but assuming that this does just need to be kind of scraped off to get the rest of it out, then that's fine. This is Mob lip pencil in 1990. It's great. Definitely going to keep using it. This is a fairly ancient milk highlighter stick, which still smells fine, and it's surprising to me that it smells fine and hasn't dried out. I actually, at this point, I just like the look of it on my tables, so I haven't used it in forever. And probably still won't. So I'll just eventually declutter it when it feels like it's taking up too much space. But there was just something about the shape and design of the stick that I really liked. This is e.l.f.'s Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. The brow side of it is looking pretty gross. And I actually already replaced it, so yeah. What else? I've got a couple of Bite lip pencils, a company that is absolutely defunct. But I kept these on for kind of color references because they both looked really good on me. And it's possible that they've outlived their usefulness, but again, they're not taking up a lot of space where I have them, so I might just hold on to them a little bit longer. Again, to see, to make sure that I have figured out what else matches those colors or works similarly for me. Okay, so we have some things that are still, things that are still useful, not going anywhere. Things that replacing, short-term replacing. Things that I'm keeping for reasons that don't have anything to do with using them. Stuff that I would potentially rebuy. Those concealers, these are both affordable. I could give them another try and see, see if I can get a stronger opinion of them one way or another. And then things that I don't have a reason to rebuy. So I'll clean this up, and then our last category is the eyeshadow and mascara section. So, just a sec. Okay, eye products. So I have 3 mascaras that I tried and threw in the empties bag when they hit their use by dates. So the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water mascara, absolutely love this. If I were okay, so I need to go buy another mascara right now, it would be that one. The e.l.f. Lash and Roll was just not for me. I have very fine, light lashes, and this just made them spindly and weird. This is e.l.f.'s Big Mood Mascara. This, if I want big lashes, what do I want to say? Big, clumpy, fluffy lashes, anything, that just gives me more volume. that is good. And I have another sample size of this, so yeah, I'll be using it. In fact, that's what we have right here. So Big Mood in black. I have, okay, so that's the stuff like expired, would use or buy, would buy, would not. There's some other random eye related things like a tube of NYX glitter primer that I don't know how old it is. I've never used it. I basically just have this so that I don't buy it again. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, but it's $2 or whatever. And, just in case, right? So this is mostly a placeholder so that I don't decide that what if I need glitter glue and I should just, throw it in my cart. These are About Faces eyeshadow sticks, which I don't remember the official name of, and in this light cannot read most of the label. This one's in Pearly. Well, anyhow, this is sort of a champagne pinky gold, and this one is a slightly sparkly black. Still good, both useful for what they are. I'm going to keep them. This is the About Face matte liquid eyeshadow, fluid eye paint, and the sticker fell off, so I can't tell you what color. It is also something that I don't think I used, so probably still fine. I have their holographic eye paint, which is just beautiful. Not that I need it, but I feel like this is the kind of thing where I can just hold on to it and occasionally paint a couple dots on the corner, like outside corner of my eye, and not worry too much as long as it behaves okay. I'm not going to put it like next to my actual eye. So that is fine to stay. I have the e.l.f. No Budge Cream Eyeshadow. I have a feeling that they discontinued this. Also, it was just a pain and not very good. I have a black Katy Kat Matte Lipstick. Katy Perry for CoverGirl. This is ancient, but I think I just keep it for the vibes. I don't have strong feelings one way or another about Katy Perry either. It's just cute. Oh, that's just some tools. This is the e.l.f. Perfect 10 eyeshadow. And a lot of these are variable in how well they performed. I did at least one video with them. I don't think I need to get rid of it, but it also might not get a lot of use. There are a couple palettes I have here for reference and not because they're actually still usable. This one, by reference, I mean like I like the colors, I like the packaging. I hold on to them just to be pretty, So this is from Smashbox. It's their LA Cover Shot eye palette. And it looks like so. It's also the source of that gel eye pencil that I held on to for no good reason. Yeah. But I like how it looks. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, which, again, really like the colors. I like the packaging. I just keep it to, potentially like put together my own little dupe palette or something with some ideas. And this is the Tartist Pro Remix, which two of these have holographic covers. Shows you kind of where my whims go. And yeah, some colors that work for me, some colors that don't. These, when I tried them, a year and a half ago, were not in good shape and did not feel like things I should still put on my eyes. So that's certainly true now. So yeah, what do we know from this category? Basically, there are some mascaras I like. There are some things that I'm keeping because it's new and good, keeping for other reasons. Still gonna use, that goes in that category too. I think, yeah, I think matte eyeshadow is very useful for me. I just don't think I tried this. And then this is a keep for the pretty kind of thing. Some basic eyeshadow that I might get a little bit more use out of. I have more eyeshadow palettes, so let's grab those. Actually, let's put this stuff away and then grab those. All right, the rest of the eyeshadow and then one other palette to talk about. So this is e.l.f.'s Naked Prism palette. I feel like I saw this in the clearance section, so, you know, also probably discontinued. Yeah, these are just some basic nude shimmers. This is ColourPop. I did one of their discount bundle things when I was starting to think about using more color in eyeshadow and thinking about like what purpose eyeshadow serves for me. But as you can see, these mostly haven't been used. So that's the Blown Smoke. This is sticking to itself. This is the Baby Got Peach. It's my pleasure. So purples. And then the Matte About Hue, which of the things here, this is probably the most useful for me in terms of like kinds of things that I want to do, but I haven't touched eyeshadow in a while, so that is a to be seen, but all of these are fine. Can keep. And then I also got an empty palette to, you know, make my own little palette collection. So that's something that I think will be fun to do this winter to play with. So all of that stuff can go back on the shelf. And then the other palette that I have, this is not for eyes, but this is Salt New York. And I have, keep the mirror from reflecting. I have just one of their basic quads with the foundation, concealer, bronzer, and blush. I can tell that I used I know I used the foundation and concealer a decent amount. The blush a little bit and the bronzer not so much. I think that their formula is pretty stable, so I will at least give this a try before I look at whether I need to replace the pans. Salt New York, great company, great product. If you are looking for, you know, lightweight, easy foundation, their Sneaky Balm is fabulous. And this is, I think, still the lightest shade. It's something like N13. I will link to my spreadsheet that has all of my foundation reviews and the shades so that you can compare and see those details. So I think that's it. And in terms of the declutter, I have just a little bit of sunlight left, so I'm going to grab the skincare empties bag and we'll just go through those quick too. And then I will be able to clear out the stuff that's been sitting here that I'm like, well, I should at least talk about it once before I throw it out. So yeah, let's get that done. And then I'll quick show you the sort of total piles of stuff stuff that I would either buy again and stuff that I wouldn't. You know, I think that's often the most fun part of the declutter is seeing like the result at the end. All right, the largest pile I think is sunscreens. So this is the Heartleaf Calming Moisture Sun Cream. This is an Asian brand. I think I got it on Yes Style. Great, actually. In the summer, I was doing this with the Rhode glazing milk, and then just putting whatever else on top of it, and that was enough. So yeah, so that one's good. Would get again. There are 2 tubes of e.l.f. Woe Glow sunscreen in Sunbeam. They are both expired. One of them I used a little bit more than the other. I will just buy it again in the spring. This is the Sunbum Broad Spectrum SPF 30 stick foundation, like this. I keep one of these in my bag for days when I realize that there's more sun than I thought there was. And, you know, especially to apply like on my neck and chest. And this one's expired, I've already repurchased. We have just drop things. We have the NYX blur screen. Yeah, not that interesting really. Naturium, so it expired. Not interested in getting it again if it's still available, because yeah, that's another release where I'm just not sure. This is the Naturium Dew Glow Moisturizer SPF 50. This was sticky on me and never really settled down to a texture that I liked, so I didn't finish it. It expired. Would not buy again. What else? We have the Unseen Sunscreen from Supergoop and Elf's knockoff of it. They're both pretty much, like, I didn't notice a big difference between the products. It's not something, like, a tiny tube of it's fine, because this is one of those things that I'll use, like, a couple times a year. So it doesn't make sense to get, like, the more expensive form. What else? We have the e.l.f. All Set for Skin sunscreen spray. This is really oily. I'm not sure, this was, I think, their first release of it, so for all I know, they've updated the formula. But I found this oily and, like, greasy and weird and not very useful for me. What else? The Beat the Sun. I already did a video about how that made me itchy. I think that's all of the sunscreen discards. So let's quick look at deodorant. This isn't something that I necessarily would talk about, I guess, but I was sort of trying some different options because I forget, I had a reaction to something, and so I had to experiment a little bit. None of these are what I'm currently using, but Native, their sensitive skin one, was really good for me for a while, and then it just flat out stopped working. I tried a couple of these from Dove, basically because whatever I wanted wasn't available at the store, and it was like, let's just try something else for sensitive skin, which I think is how I ended up with this one. It's fine, it just, it's kind of a heavier product. And yeah, Dove Advanced Care in Caring Coconut. Totally fine, but what I went to, I'll grab it, it's not an empty or anything. I mean, this is just an old school basic. It's the Ban Unscented Roll-On. This is not currently giving a reaction, and I know it says goes on clear, stays clear, but it will actually leave a little bit of white residue on black t-shirts, just so you know. But that's what I've been using, we'll keep using. What else? The Naturium Phyto Glow Lip Balm. I was wearing this every night to bed. Great texture for that, for what I want. I will probably buy it again, but I have some other lip balms that I'm using up. This is a little sample of the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. Useful stuff, no complaints. And then still my current favorite, like, daily, like, daytime face lotion, which is the Tower 28 SOS Daily Barrier Recovery Cream. So I have another tube of this that I'm using up currently. What else? The Rhode Glazing Milk. It's great. The only reason I haven't bought it again is that I have one from Laneige I'm trying to use up. Naturium Vitamin C Complex Serum. I have another one that I'm using, most notably to keep my hands from looking even worse. It works really well on the, like, kind of raw, chapped skin to go under lotion for me. So, yeah, I think that's the skincare category. I have a lot more things that are in use, still being used up, whatever. Oh, there's another one that's basically empty, but it's still in the cupboard because there's, like, a tiny bit left. Let me quick grab that. Here's my other favorite face cream type product. It's the Jones Road Light Moisture Cream. This is so good in the winter. Sorry that one of the other cats is now like, but you're still in there. I'm almost done, kitty. Almost done. Okay, as is this jar. There's just, like, a little bit that I'm still trying to scrape out of it. But, yeah. I will reorder it because it's one of those things where if you don't have dry skin, this is going to feel like a lot. But for me, this time of year, this is awesome. I put a ton of it on at bedtime, and my skin is not so terrible in the morning. So, All right, that is all of the things. Let me clear things and quick look at the totals, and then we'll be done. All right, here we have the things that I liked enough to buy again, some of which I already have. And then foundations that I'm not buying again. Bronzer things I'm not buying again. Primer, an eye thing, eye things, skin thing, sort of concealer, and then blush things. All of this do not need, will not repurchase. So there we go. That's it. Hope it was useful, fun, interesting, something. If you want to see more, see what I try next, what I repurchase, how it's all working for me in this dry skin time, then stay tuned and please subscribe. I'll see you then. Bye.